Welcome to Women Finding Clarity, the podcast that ignites your inner power and guides you on a journey to uncover the boundless potential of the universe in life and in business. I'm Pascale Cook-Fernandez, your host and life transformation coach. Join me each week as we align our energies, elevate our businesses, and thrive in every aspect of life. In each episode, we dive deep into topics like the secrets of raising your vibration, crafting irresistible offers, and amplifying your impact. Whether you're a seasoned entrepreneur or just starting out, this podcast is your compass to navigate the realms of limitless success. If you are ready to align your energy, elevate your business, and truly thrive, subscribe to Women Finding Clarity now and get ready to embark on a life-changing journey. Until next time, stay empowered and keep seeking clarity. And remember, the universe is abundant and success is your birthright. Let's align, elevate, and thrive together, one conversation at a time. Hello, and welcome to Women Finding Clarity. I'm your host, Pascale Cook-Fernandez. I have a very special episode for you this evening because I have invited back on the show my very good friend and sister at heart, Tracy Robin. Tracy has over 25 years of experience in personal development, transformation, and mind-body healing. She is a certified holistic life and business coach for women, certified Kripalu yoga teacher, author, singer, and founder of 3 holistic businesses, each with the aligned intention to help you live a healthier, happier, more fulfilling life. Tracy's unique inside-out approach helps you get unstuck physically, mentally, and emotionally so you can achieve your desired results in your body, health, work, and relationships with increased vitality, confidence, greater joy, and self-awareness. So without further ado, please welcome back my friend, my soul sister, Tracy Robin. Tracy Robin, welcome back to Women Finding Clarity.
Thank you, Pascale. I'm so excited to be here with you again.
You know how much I love you. You know how much I love having you here. Is this your second or your third time on the show?
My second.
Okay. I feel like, I guess because I've been on your YouTube channel too, and we've hosted events together, I feel like you've been here 4 or 5 times.
Yeah, well, we're connected that way.
We
And it
sure
just
are.
always feels like, I think also we've had these conversations where we're just like, gosh, we should have recorded that. Gosh, we should have recorded that. So I think it probably feels like we've done multiple podcasts together, but we just never recorded them.
It's so true. We could have so much content if we ever just hit record on our normal conversations.
Yeah, because they always go someplace pretty interesting.
And I was going to say, I'm going to air quote normal conversations because I'm not sure how normal they are.
Yeah. Well, it's relative. Has my mic sounding okay?
Your mic sounds
All right.
beautiful, just like your
Awesome.
beautiful face. So,
Mwah.
mwah. I invited Tracy back again because she has this really hot thing happening this summer, and I felt like everybody needs to know about it. And it's called the Summer Tune-Up Coaching Special for Women. Yes?
That's right. That's right.
So let's talk a little bit about what it is. And then I'd love to dive into how you work, because I think that's important for women to know. Great, you have this great offer, but if I don't know how you work and what you're all about, then does it pertain to me?
Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting. I've been having that conversation with a lot of women who have been seeing the special and they're very excited to get started for the summer. So it was something that really I just was inspired to offer it because I hear a lot of women often saying, I've tried everything. No matter what I do, I can't seem to fill in the blank, right? I've tried everything. And I lovingly call BS on that because, first of all, trying everything would be near impossible. And it's also this idea of not necessarily trying everything, but sometimes it's about looking at what you have tried and maybe coming at it from a slightly different angle. The thing to remember, as Einstein said, is like you cannot fix a problem from the same consciousness that it was created, right? So oftentimes when women come to me, they'll come to me with symptoms like weight gain, low energy, anxiety, they can't sleep, they've got low libido, hormone challenges, digestive issues, goes on and on and on, right? And those are compounded with things like compare and despair, not being able to complete a project or procrastinating, um, having difficulty setting boundaries, knowing that isolation, whilst it feels comfortable, is probably not the best choice. Or they may not even know it, but they'd like to work alone. They think they have to do it all themselves. So if any of that's relating to anyone listening to us, keep staying tuned, because this is what we're going to talk about today. And because what I do, as you know, is I take an inside out approach. Everything that we do, we're doing through a lens that has been put in there probably since we were somewhere between the age of birth and 12. And we've been living our lives. So if you're in your 30s, your 40s, your 50s and beyond, whatever, you're still in some ways operating from that same lens. And sometimes that lens is a little schmutzy. Like it's, how your glasses get like film on it. Sometimes we have that. And sometimes the lens needs to be upgraded. Your prescription needs to be changed because you're in a different place.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I don't think I answered your question. I think I jumped to the second question.
You did, but that's okay, because I do want to just go back a little bit, because, you said a lot of the women you've been talking to lately are the women who say, I've tried everything and nothing's working. And when you and I were having a conversation about this, I don't know, 2 weeks ago, the thing that you said that really stuck out for me is they've tried everything they know to
Right.
try.
Right.
Right. And so not only is it about coming at it from a different angle, but it's also having someone else look at everything you tried, everything you know to try, and saying, all that's great and good efforts. And what I'm seeing in you is this. And so let's try it this new and different way that you haven't even thought of.
Right. Yeah. And I think that's really the key thing, is to remembering that we can't, a fish doesn't see their own water. We can't see our own things, that we are our own blocks. We can't see them. I've said this before, a surgeon doesn't operate on himself or herself or their selves, right? A heart surgeon needs a heart surgeon. A brain surgeon needs a brain surgeon.
Coach needs
you're
a coach.
correct. And so it is it's very helpful to have the external perspective from someone who's gone before, that has gone through those similar challenges and has come out the other end successfully with the results that they wanted, and most likely you're want to want too. They might be they're all going to be slightly tweaked because everybody's an individual and everyone wants something very specific to them. But the ultimate approach that I take, it works, because it goes from, it's really looking at a root cause more so, which is the holistic approach.
Yeah. And it's beautiful. I can say from experience in working with you that the intended result is, sure, that's there. But then there's this, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of a flower bed, right? I know that I want to plant a shrub. And so I come and I say, Tracy, I want you to help me plant this shrub. And you're like, great, I'll help you plant this shrub. And almost as if by magic, even though I know it's not, the shrub gets planted and I turn around And there are all these colorful flowers in the flower bed already as well that I didn't even intend for them to be there. Right. And so that is, I'm covered in chills now because that is how I would describe working with you, Tracy Robin.
Oh, thank you. That was beautifully articulated too. It's, I like to think of it like polish over here, shine over there. Like if you polish over here, it starts to shine over there. And the reason is because it's all connected, right? We can't separate the physical body, the mental body, the emotional body, the energetic body. You know this, right? You teach through the chakras. You and I have that in common. Like it's all connected. And for anybody listening, it's important to remember that whilst we walk through life like disembodied heads, we're attached, right? This thing is attached to a physical instrument that is a recording device of your entire life. And should you choose to believe it, maybe even some lives before this one. So, there's so much stuff that's living inside the container that we embody that sometimes we have to kind of sift through it and go, oh, this is, spring cleaning. Exactly, right? Same kind of thing. We did our cleanse in April. Now we do a summer tune-up to get into that. Now that we've kind of cleared up some of those cobwebs, we get to go, okay, now that we see more clearly what's there, how do we start to fine tune, right? Fine tune. When you go for a tune-up in your car, they don't get rid of the car. They look at what you've got and they tweak what's a little bit loose, or they lube up the stuff that's dry. I know that's a really weird thing to say, but like, you know what I mean? They add the fluids that they need and they rotate the tires, and it gives it a fresh opportunity to start anew.
And it gives it an opportunity to start functioning the way it was meant to function, right? And so I love this idea of, okay, we did the spring cleaning with the cleanse, and now we're at the summer tune up. So let's talk a little bit about that, because this whole summer tune up that you've created, to me, feels like such a beautiful invitation for someone to walk in and say, I want to experience Tracy, and this is how much time I have. Right? Or I want to experience Tracy. I want to get a flavor for Tracy before maybe I decide I want to work with Tracy even longer. So let's talk about the summer tune up and what it entails and what you're offering.
Yeah, awesome. So, this is actually probably the best price wise. It's probably the best offer I've offered in 10 years. It is truly designed for people who need exactly that. They know that they need the support. They don't want to spend as maybe, it's a summer. They don't want to spend as much as they might normally spend on coaching, but also I priced it so that it's a no-brainer. Like it's really very accessible to get very high level coaching at a very affordable price. So that being said, what I do with clients when we work in this container, it's the package is 10 sessions. It's literally 10 sessions and we just dive right in, go to work. I have some preliminary questions for people to ask, so I know we're starting on the same page, and then boom, we just book your first session and we start. And the idea is to get really clear on where you are, where you want to go, and what's been stopping you from getting there and what you've been trying to do to get there, right? So we get clear on all those elements so that we can create a real map aligned with your purpose and your vision. Because without that, it's like getting into your car and saying, I'm going to go to Kansas City, and not turning your GPS on. And I live in New Jersey. I won't ever get there. I can guarantee you I won't get there. Like without a GPS system, like you just don't have. So it's like, it's a matter of having the right map and the guidance and the accountability and the support to start implementing that. Because I'm not just going to help you design a map. We're going to start moving you in the direction of, because it's important to take action. I think we're living in a culture, especially where coaching is one of the number one industries in the world next to tech, you know, where there's a lot of information. People are not starving for information. Lord have mercy. We are over-informed. We are starving for implementation and action. Folks, knowledge is not really knowing something at, you know, that and $1.50 will buy you a coffee at the stand in New York City. You know what I mean? Like, and $1.50 won't even cut it. But like knowledge without action is kind of, it's not really going to do anything. Like it's not doing it. Yeah, it's serving you. You feel full and inspired, but there needs to be right action. There needs to be right action in order to create change. And I think that that's one of the beautiful things about this program is you're going to be able to map out, you know, see those things, map it out and start to see what are the small little implementable actions that you can take to start moving you in that direction. And it happens quicker than you think. And when you take smaller steps.
Yeah.
When you take smaller steps.
I want to just add a little piece to that is that, you know, knowledge is wonderful, like you said, and there's a wealth of it between Facebook and Instagram reels and TikTok and all the things, right? Not to mention books. We haven't delved into books and podcasts, and there's so much knowledge available. And we do get inspired by that knowledge, and we're like, okay, I'm going to do it. Here we go. And then you don't have the support or you don't understand what is your individual next right step.
Right.
And so what happens to that excitement is it fizzles away and then your energy level drops even further than it was before you got excited.
Right. That's exactly right.
So it becomes a perpetual cycle of not being able to take that next right step for you.
And that's often why people think they've tried everything.
Right.
They haven't tried everything. They've done a lot of learning about a lot of things, but they haven't tried everything. Think of it like this. It's like binge eating, or it's like going to your refrigerator and going, "Ooh, I want something salty. Ooh, I want something cold. Ooh, I want something hot. Ooh," and going into your refrigerator and just eat and eat, or go into the buffet and just keep eating until you cannot move. You have to unbutton your pants and all you want is a nap. That's the same thing as information consumption. And for those of us that are serial learners, hi, I'm a serial learner.
Hi, my name's Pascale.
My name's Tracy. I'm a serial learner. Right. I'm a lifelong learner. Right. For those of us that are serial learners, the tricky bit is over consumption without action leaves you filled with lethargy, overwhelm, disappointment, anxiety, depression, frustration, stress, confusion, lack of clarity. Right. Yeah. So it's the same thing. It's a diet of information or a diet of food. It's the same thing. How you do one thing is how you do everything. You know, that's my motto. So that's very much a part of why having coaching is so important, and also why we break it down. Because trying to eat the whole elephant at once doesn't work. You get yourself sick.
So who would you say that this summer tune-up coaching special is for?
So this is for women who are career-driven, career-focused women. It is for entrepreneurial women, particularly women who focus on their work over their well-being. That's really the women I find get most jazzed about it, because it's an opportunity to not only create a map, but to actually start implementing on that map, right? Actually start having an action plan that's going to move you forward. And whilst we're doing that, to also start to break through some of the blocks that have been keeping you stuck and not able to move forward, because you can't do one without the other, because regardless, you're not going to that prescription that I was talking about before, that lens needs to be cleaned up a little too, in alignment with who you truly are and who you want to be in this life, not who you were told you are, not who you were conditioned, not the shoulds, not the I'm supposed to's. That piece is really important because, newsflash, it's part of why you haven't gotten the results to begin with. It's part of why you've tried everything and you still haven't gotten it. So that's the work. The work is for women, because, and here's to continue that answer, is when you get that overload of information, right? You overconsume, like we talked about, you ate too much and you're like pass out on the couch. Think of it, I kind of think of it like how you feel after Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah.
But like turn it up a notch.
Yeah.
Because it can get like you're at some point the pot boils over and you're just like, I can't. And then you do nothing because it's just too much. And you're too full to move. And movement is what action is, right? So I lost my train of thought. Gosh darn it.
I love you so much.
Oh my God, I lost my train of thought.
But it is where the action is. And you know how, as I was listening to you talk and you're describing who you know, who this program, who you had in mind for this summer tune-up and all of those things, what I'm picturing is the moving walkway, the moving sidewalk at the airport, right? So this summer, it really just feels like, okay, what's your goal? What do you want to accomplish by the end of the summer? Let's get you on the moving sidewalk versus the regular old path so you can get there faster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Provided it's not broken and you have to walk on it, you know.
Well,
I'm just teasing you. I'm just teasing.
So, let's get into it then, because this is, when you said the discount that you were offering for this package, I'm like, that's it. All my people need to hear about this. So let's talk about, again, 10 sessions. Let's talk about dates. Let's talk about the value. Let's talk about the discount. Hit it. Let's talk about all the goodness.
Awesome. So this is a 2024 summer package, and it is 10 sessions. They are booked sometime between the latest you can I'm starting really is the July 15th through September 15th. And so the pricing for this is normally $3,000. And you also get text access to me, like having me in your back pocket. So you have contact with me in between sessions, outreach, outreach, guidance, accountability, support. I'm working on this, help, I'm right there, right? So that's a huge plus, because that gives you accessibility to have me in your back pocket, basically. So that pricing for this summer is $640. It's like it's a massive discount.
Massive. And I just want to clarify that and say, do you see why I said you need to bring this to my people? Because I want my people to have this opportunity. It's over a $3,000 package, which, by the way, just having you on text message available is invaluable. But it's over a $3,000 package for $640.
Yeah. It's the lowest price. It's the lowest price I've offered in 10 years. And it was a download from the universe. And I was like, okay, all right, I guess that's what we're doing.
Yep. Yep.
Sometimes you just have to trust that intuition, I think, in making decisions, and it's when you make a decision on what to offer and you make a decision on what to invest in. Same thing. I just trust it. I just trust it when I know that that's a divine guidance piece. So,
Beautiful.
yeah, and it's really exciting. Women are starting to already book their sessions, and it is limited space. I have limited the space, so I do have some spaces still available. So the sooner people contact me, the better. They still have a couple weeks to get their butts in there. But yeah, so if you are listening and you are interested, definitely reach out sooner than later. Pascale will put a link, I'm sure, in the show notes. And uh,
And
yeah.
that's just, they go right to your website, tracyrobin.com, and
Yep.
it's forward slash
Under
shop.
and /shop.
Okay.
Correct. And it's right there. It's got a big sun. It says summer tune up on it. That's the one to get.
Amazing.
Yeah, and
Amazing.
there's some more information on there. There's some testimonials of folks I've worked with, and a little bit more information on what you get, what you'll leave with. So it's definitely something to check out.
Yeah. And honestly, if any of the listeners have any question, like, oh, Pascale, shoot me an email, send me a private Facebook message and just say, hey, I'm really thinking about signing up for the summer tune up. Are you sure Tracy's trustworthy? Are you sure? Like, the answer is yes. And I I know you wouldn't be sorry. Let's just say that.
I love you, girl. Thank you so much for inviting me back here. And for all those listening, if you are coming in and you hear this on Pascale's podcast, please, when I send you your welcome, let me know. Oh, I'm so excited. I heard you on Pascale's podcast, so that I can send the love to my sister. I think it's important to I always prefer to go someplace that has been highly recommended by someone I respect. So, um,
Absolutely. I'm always the person who will say, I'm sorry, can I speak to your manager? And it's not because I have a complaint, it's to say, Sherry was the best server we've ever had, and she needs a raise. Like, that's me.
yeah,
So that is exactly why I wanted to bring you on, because you're an amazing coach. You're an amazing friend. You're an amazing support. And I want everybody to have that available. And at this price, it's never going to happen again, people.
yeah.
So
I mean,
just,
I think it's important for folks to know also, like these prices. I've been coaching for 10 years, if I may, for a moment. Coaching for 10 years and a mind body healer, transformational facilitator for 25. And these prices are like practicum prices. These are things that people offer when this is a price like what I offered when I was getting certified. Like it's not something I did for 10 years. Like 10 years it's been. And I mean, it's it's a fifth of the price that it normally
that's why
is.
when you called me, I was like, what? Wait, did
I
I hear
know
this correctly?
everybody I've been sharing it with, they're like, "What? I got to share this with people. It's crazy."
It's
Yeah,
amazing. I love that you received the download. I love that you listened to that download. There is somebody or multiple somebodies out there who is going to hear this at exactly the right time and
yeah,
know that you are exactly the right person that they need. And just making this summer tune up available is has the let's say, gosh, I can't even think of the right word right now. It has the probability of changing your life,
yeah,
right?
yeah. That's important for people to understand.
Yeah,
It's not just, oh, I'm going to get some coaching, right? The
right.
work that I do is inside out. It's inside out work, right? We're not just going to work on physiology. You're going to share what's your challenge, and then we're going to actually take action, but we also have to see how is the container, as I started before sharing, how is the instrument you're using working? Because if that's not in alignment with what you're trying to achieve, it's actually holding you back. It's slowing you down.
Right.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
I just love the work that I do. It's so amazing. It's it's amazing to watch people transform right before my eyes from simple changes, from simple little tweaks.
Yep.
It doesn't
Yep.
have to be hard and it doesn't have to be complicated, but you have to make a choice. You have to make the decision that it's what you that it's what not only what you desire, but it's also that to remember, and I'd like to take a stand, and I'm sure Pascale will take a stand with me on this. You deserve it. You're worth it. You are worth the time and the energy and the investment that is required for you to live the life that you long to live.
Yeah. And the real question is, how do you want to feel at the end of those 10 weeks? How do you want to feel? Do you want to feel exactly how you feel now? Or do you want to feel that other way that you've tried everything to feel like and it hasn't happened? And so you've given up, understandably, right? And
Right.
at the same time, what if there's a different way? What if there's a better way? And so I think that's kind of how I want to wrap it up is how do you want to feel at the end of the summer? You have to decide. So again, I'm dropping the link in show notes. I would love for every listener to go on and check it out. Again, race to check it out because spaces are limited. Tracy only has so many hours in the day. But I just wanted to be sure that I brought this opportunity to my listeners, to my people, because it's just that good. So thank you for being here. Any
Thank you,
parting
sister.
words, my love?
Um, I think my parting words are first to you to say I'm grateful for you. Thank you for inviting me back on. And for all those listening out there, I think what I want to remind you is that your health and your success, whatever that means to you, the result or the outcome that you desire, are directly related. They're directly related. Be mindful if you say to yourself, when I get that outcome, result, or success, then I will. If you're a when then person, connect with me.
It's time for a
It's
conversation.
time for a conversation. If you're a when then, if you're I tried it all, right? So those kinds of things, it's all connected. Sorry if I'm hitting the mic. It's all connected.
Yeah,
And you don't have to struggle through it alone.
you do not. You do not. Tracy, big love for you.
Love
Always
you,
a
girl.
pleasure having you here. And I can't wait until our next conversation.
Yay! Me too.
I'm sure you can see why I felt it was important to bring Tracy back to talk about her summer tune-up program. The savings are just almost too good to be true, but I promise you they are true. And I wanted all of you to have access to this huge opportunity. Remember to register. You can go to Tracy's website at tracyrobin.com/shop and click on the 2024 summer tune-up. When you do, remember to tell Tracy you heard her at Women Finding Clarity. Wishing you all a safe, happy, and healthy 4th of July weekend. And remember, the universe is abundant and success is your birthright. Let's align, elevate, and thrive together, one conversation at a time. Good night. Thank you for being in our Women Finding Clarity community. If you're enjoying this podcast, please consider leaving us a 5-star rating and review on your favorite listening platform and share it with someone you know so they can find clarity from the conversation as well. Remember, the universe is abundant and success is your birthright. Let's align, elevate, and thrive together, one conversation at a time. See you next week.